We begin tonight with a man who shared a very special and close relationship indeed with Kiingi Tuheitia. Joining me now is Kiingi Tuheitia's Chief of Staff, Ngira Simmonds. E kara ngira tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe.
Thank you very much for being with us. I know it's 8:30. It has been an incredibly long day. Every day has been an incredibly long day, but it was an amazing day today to see so many people from so many iwi and waka coming here to Tūrangawaewae Marae. What was that like for you?
Reminiscent of Hui Amotu and that moment when we gathered here in January and all of the people just kept coming and coming and coming, and we had to open both gates and welcome manuhiri through both gates, and the people just kept coming and coming. I guess the poignant difference this time was Kiingi Tuheitia is lying in state. The haka, the waiata, after each kai kōrero, the number that would come up to support their speaker, the marae was full. There was no room anywhere across the entire marae.
There were 1,000 people waiting outside and then had to be mobilised, and of course the facilities here are so amazing. I mean, the way in which Tūrangawaewae can mobilise itself to make sure that every manuhiri feels the manaakitanga experience, no matter where they come from. I mean, that is a symbol of something, I think, not only in terms of grief and shock and loss, but I think it's also people paying heed to the call of Kiingi Tuheitia, that kotahitanga call that he talked about a lot. When you see that, does it, I know it's sad, but does it also feel like you've got a sense of hope that people are responding in the way that they have to his call?
It does, and I think it emphasises that his mission can continue beyond him, and that's a distinct purpose of Kingitanga. Kingitanga is always more than the current monarch or the previous monarch. It's about the whole vision, the whole kaupapa, and how it moves forward to tomorrow. And we're seeing that happening now, that Kiingi Tuheitia these last few years has been a staunch advocate for kotahitanga in the face of all sorts of challenges. He was always very clear. The kotahitanga is about us as te iwi Māori. Let's not build this solely as a response to the decisions of the government of the day. That legacy will continue, and it's the ngako of Kingitanga. It goes beyond the current monarch, the current upoko ariki.
It also says a lot, because there are a lot of iwi, let me take my ngapui kithinkin, for example, turned up en masse. Now these are iwi that have made it very clear in the past in terms of their history that whilst they are not ardent supporters of the Kingitanga, they are supporters of the kotahitanga movement, and we saw all of them here today. I counted 27 speakers.
I wasn't counting.
You were thinking of other things, of course, but there are 5 to 6 hours of pōwhiri here, and as you said, as soon as one got up to do a waiatana haka, everyone kolowholo's suit and haka got longer and longer and longer. But that's what we do. It's an amazing thing to see that shift in motivation within Māoridom and that activation here today.
I think it's built on 166 now years of this kaupapa dwelling here in Waikato. And our kōrero here in Waikato is always very clear. This is the taonga of the motu. And you see that come in the ebbs and flows of life, and iwi come and they go. And you're right, there are some iwi that maintain staunch positions on how they interact with or how they respond to the Kingitanga. But I think pretty much everyone has come. And for me, that's a symbol of respect to Kiingi Tuheitia, to the things that he stood for and the things that he has achieved. I think also, though, it's a sign of respect to ourselves, because what he said is, in his final koroneihana speech, was that he believes in the kotahitanga and he hopes we do too. Too often, and again the King mentioned this, we're very quick to tear ourselves apart or be our own worst enemies. What we're seeing here, I think, is an expression of our own belief in the movement, in the kaupapa that he advocated for.
Do you mind if I extend it a bit? Because what I also saw this afternoon, so I know the King Tuheitia said, be Māori all day, every day. I heard the reo of te reo Māori o ngā kuki aireni, e kōrero Māori mai ana, I tōna tau reo I te rāne. I think they also said we need to be ourselves as well when we come to Tūrangawaewae. That's an amazing thing, the certainly international impact of Kiingi Tuheitia's call for kotahitanga, as well internationally, other indigenous peoples.
maintained relationships across the world, following in the footsteps of his forebears. It was something that was really, really important for him to do. He recognised and passionately believed that our mana motuhake can't be something we do in isolation. It's got to be done with other people. We have to share the journey with other tangata whenua who experience oppression like we have.
Can I ask, what do you do throughout these days? I mean, this is an incredible bond and relationship that you both have. So what are you doing during these days? Because you're still here with us now, and I've made you stay, unfortunately, and I apologise for that. But what else do you do as the Chief of Staff now, given that you also are going through your own process of grieving for the loss of someone you shared that special relationship with?
It's a tension of just what you've described, of still being here to work, to fulfil my duty and service to the King and his whare now in this time of their need, but also I do find times to spend sitting together with my thoughts.
You are getting that time?
I am. I've mentioned to a lot of people in a lot of meetings, kind of my opening phrase is, sorry, I'll probably cry in this meeting.
Has there been a lot of that?
There has been. That's how we are. And I don't, the King was very open in sharing his emotions too. We don't need to hide that. This is a grief that we all share. Some of us absolutely worked closely with the King, but we all share in this grief. We're all taking this journey together.
How do you personally deal with that grief? I mean, we've still got, I keep forgetting what day it is, actually, to be honest with you. I know it's day 4. Monday, therefore, it must be Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day 4. So there's still another 3 days to go. How do you go through that process yourself over the next 3 days, knowing that many more people are going to be coming to Tūrangawaewae, Māori and non-Māori?
I think we together understand something about how these sorts of things unfold as Māori. I'm hesitant to say it's second nature, but it kind of is. We're pretty good at grieving, and we understand the process of tangihanga, and so that's what we're seeing take place here. This evening, for example, there was an opportunity for the 500 workers that man our wharekai to share their last moment with the King, and I'm lucky in that all my mahi is at his feet, and so daily I can pause at his coffin, but the 500 workers in Te Kimiora, they got to make sure that the cup of tea's hot for all the manuhiri. So we try and make sure that everybody has a chance across the process of the tangi to share their aroha with the whareariki.
You touched on something really important, 500 kaimahi, more as well in terms of others looking after marae for other people who are coming to marae before they make their way here to Tūrangawaewae. It's been amazing. I heard 7 sittings for lunch today. 7 sittings. Oh my gosh.
Surely it's got to be a record.
I think so. Well, and I opened, and just in closing, I opened talking about the fact that the King was a father. And a grandfather, a doting grandfather, but of course as a husband as well. 43rd anniversary, wedding anniversary in November last year, almost 44 years. Can I just ask, how are Makawariki at the whai and the tamariki and the mokopuna at the moment?
They're sad, but they're strong. They're a very strong family. They believed in the work that the King undertook, the work of their father, of their husband. They were his most passionate supporters. They were with him through everything from the very, very beginning, and they're with him right now, and they understand, because this is a way of life. They're all born into it. All of his mokopuna are born into this kaupapa, into this movement. His mokopuna go to kohanga reo, and they come home and they say to their grandfather, Papa, why is your photo hanging on the wall at kohanga? Because they're still understanding Papa's the King. But that's the community. That's what happens here in Ngārua Wāhia. We're growing into what we do. His whānau, they have a very unique and very specific role. But the growing and whakatupu i roto i te kaupapa is not too different to any other whānau that serves here.
E karaingira tēnā koe, I whai wahi mai koe kia mātu i tēnei po, aroha mai taku tōtō mai a koe, kia noho mai koe i au i tēnei wā, tukuna te aroha. Ki te makawariki, ki ngā tamariki, me taku aroha kia koe.
Kia ora.
Kia ora mai rā.
Tēnā koe.